30 extra seconds a day. And
Yeah,
so there's
no.
not a lot of excuses out there. But
not with these kind of benefits. You can work it in somehow.
Exactly.
Can we actually talk about what a wrinkle is and why,
Sure.
Why it happens to us?
Sure, I'd be happy to. There's another analogy I make for that. If you take a piece of paper and you fold it and you make a harsh crease in there and then unfold it, that's a great way to think of a wrinkle.
Okay.
And when you use this, now imagine you do that with a big stack of paper.
Right.
When you use a product that has a stabilized retinol technology, when you use a product that has the hyaluronic acid in it, you can think of it as lifting and peeling off those layers to diminish and decrease the look of that wrinkle in your stack of paper.
So you're saying
that you made.
that a wrinkle is actually layers and layers?
Well, it's just a cumulative effect of muscle movement over time that manifests itself as a line in the skin.
Right.
And when you're using the right products, you can diminish the look of those lines.
It's going to help you in every way, and most importantly, help you feel better, maybe give you back the confidence that you've been longing for or looking for in other product lines. Come on over to the world of Neutrogena. Item 431435, this is the Retinol NX Wrinkle Filler. Feel free to multi-pack it in with our serum, and we'll talk about what can happen in just one application.
One application alone, 72% of users in a clinical study showed improvement in the appearance of crow's feet fine lines. You also get that exceptional hydration lasting up to 24 hours because that humectancy and that moisturization is so important during the course of the aging process. After 4 weeks, and this is where I really start to see those nice results, 90% of users showed improvement in the appearance of crow's feet fine lines, and 81% of users showed improvement in overall younger looking skin, younger appearance.
And that's all what we're looking for. When we're younger, we're not thinking about it so much, but as we get older, this is what happens to our face.
Sure, and once again, this picture really doesn't do it justice. You may have to, hopefully you'll
Look
have a
close.
high def and you'll look close.
Just actually look in your own mirror.
That's a great way to do it. If you look at the forehead in particular over the course of 8 weeks, you really notice a nice difference in those forehead creases, those wrinkles on the forehead, even the deep wrinkles, but also the 11s in between the brow. We call them 11s because they look like 11s. Sometimes it's just a 1, sometimes it's 111, depending how many creases you have there. But it really makes a difference with those as well.
So even if you target those areas, and those are the most concerning efforts of your skincare regime, to just dab it there and rub it across the lines.
Oh,
pretty
so
easy.
simple to use, and I apologize because I probably didn't do a great job of explaining that earlier, but just a droplet amount applied to those wrinkles. You don't have to rub it in, you just apply it to the surface. It'll absorb on its own. And in as fast as 10 minutes, you'll see a difference.
And it's the difference that we're looking for in our skincare. And if it's not happening for you now, maybe it's in the packaging, maybe it's in the ingredients of the product. Maybe you're saying, well, I have retinol, it's in my cabinet, or I have a product that has hyaluronic acid. Well, it depends on the quality of the ingredients. It also depends on how the product is stabilized. And if those factors aren't worked into it, then the product becomes disabled.
100%. I think that's a great way to think of it. If you have products in your medicine cabinet, you have products in a drawer, you look at them, you can't even remember what they're for.
Right.
There's a reason for that. You're not using them because they didn't work for you.
Right.
And they probably don't have those superior technologies in them. They're probably not stabilized. If you've had them over the course of months and months and months, or even, God forbid, years, my recommendation is take that bag and throw it in the garbage because they're not working for you for a reason, and there's
Probably
no point.
expired anyways, too, right?
I mean, the fact is, if they're not stabilized, they just become a basic moisturizer, if that at all. The active ingredients are no longer active.
Well, with the staying power of 40 years, Neutrogena has continued to be around and advancing into the world of a more I always have trouble with that word.
Dermatologics.
Thank you.
Neutrogena Dermatologics.
Moving into a more advanced skincare, it's the one step before you actually get a prescription from your dermatologist. And maybe prescriptions in the past, as Barb from Scarborough talked about, that retinol didn't agree with her because it is a very powerful and very potent and very effective ingredient, but sometimes it's too much in a prescribed form. This is a way of still getting those benefits, right, but over an extended period of time.
And once again, I have access to every single dermatological product out there, and this is what I choose for myself. So not that I'm the end-all be-all, but when you're talking to a board-certified dermatologist and you ask him or her what he uses when they're using a product, obviously that's testament to how well it works.
And sought after by other teachers at universities in the States. So also looking as an associate clinical professor.
I mean, once again, it's like I think a lot of times people give their opinion out there and they can't really quantify or qualify their opinion. And at the risk of self-aggrandizement, I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to give information about this product based on my credentials. I'm a board-certified dermatologist. I use the product myself, and the clinical studies, an independent dermatologists were done that, having nothing to do with me personally, and it was a blind study, so Neutrogena Dermatologics had no effect on it either. the statistics and the studies associated with this line speak for themselves.
And we know you're not 21, but you still look like it. So, I mean, your
thank
skincare is looking good, and you live in this, the state with the most sun.
Absolutely.
So you're still looking great, and I know that you treat a lot of women there too. Beverly Hills, all the way to our doorsteps here in Canada. It's the only place you can find Neutrogena. We're going to continue on shopping, and we're going to also look at a line that you can only get here at the Shopping Channel. It's